Moby is a gifted musician who was at the height of his popularity during the mid-90s and early 2000s. What most people don't know about Moby is that he's also a very vocal animal rights advocate. He even has the words animal rights tattooed on his arms. But how did Moby contribute to me becoming a vegan? This is my vegan story. Hey everyone, Chris here, aka Fit Vegan Activist. Hope you're all doing well and welcome back to another video. To give you the full picture of how Moby contributed in me becoming a vegan, we need to travel back in time around 2015. I wasn't vegan yet and I was still living in Greece with my ex-wife and our two young children. One of our typical weekends would include going to a big mall in the southeast suburb of Athens called Spata, and the mall is the MacArthur Glen Discount Village. We would typically play some games with the kids, do some shopping, and have lunch at McDonald's. I was always a fan of Moby's music and I was following him on Instagram, where he would regularly post about the plight of animals. I remember seeing his posts and discussing them with my wife. One specific line I remember saying was, "Vegans are right, but we must fix the way we treat each other first before we can consider animals." That was my excuse back then. Fast forward a few years to November 2017, we had recently relocated from Greece to Malta and our marriage was at the brink of collapse. And for some reason I decided to stop eating meat for a month as an experiment. I thought it would be a temporary thing. But after a couple of weeks I made a comment on one of Moby's posts about not eating meat for 2 weeks and someone suggested that I should watch Earthlings. I watched Earthlings and naturally I was shocked to my core. At that point I knew that I would eventually become vegan and it saddens me that I didn't do it immediately. For months I went down the rabbit hole of watching documentaries, watching YouTube videos, reading posts about veganism, trying to find a reason not to be vegan, but I couldn't find one. Despite all that, I'm sorry to admit that for several months I remained in my comfort zone, still consuming some animal products, before finally going vegan in July 2018. I believe that if I had an interaction with an activist like myself now, I would be compelled to change sooner, but unfortunately we can't change the past. So this is my vegan story. Even though Moby wasn't the direct reason, he definitely planted a seed in my mind that eventually led me to the conclusion that veganism is the only ethical choice. Obviously, after 7.5 years of being vegan, I see things very differently now. And I'll elaborate on my next video coming up next Sunday on the real reasons why I believe some vegans struggle and the reason why I didn't become vegan sooner. So stay tuned for that. I hope you enjoyed this video and you can relate a bit to my story. Let me know in the comments below what led you to the conclusion of veganism. I'm very interested to know and learn about your stories. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and show your support. And until the next video, stay strong and take care.